good afternoon to you, beautiful viewers. The show is ICD Hot on Active Citizens, and my name is Ipob, and I'm being joined in the studio by the ever beautiful co-host, my co-host, Sharon Enemchuku. Good afternoon, Sharon. Good afternoon. How are you doing this afternoon? You look good as usual. Oh, very well. Thank you. I think I'm keeping up with my Alaja. Yes, maybe you will see that at the end of this week, though. Yeah, that's interesting. Exactly. I actually have a beautiful lady in the studio, by the person of Genevieve KK. Good afternoon, beauty. How are you doing this afternoon?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I can't hear you actually. Good afternoon. Hey, thank you so much. All right, before we go into the business of today, which is mostly soft stories, because the show is Acide Hot and we treat soft issues. We are going to treat soft issues, today. So before we go into the topic for today, I would want us to take a look at a video by a white American man. He kind of mixed up a song which was originally composed by Mrs. Comfort Benjamin Bauer, the leader of CACI, or Cassie_Africa. And this particular lady I'm talking about is from the north, and she has been visiting all these locations, all the states that have had recurring attacks. She visited Kwara states to console them and maybe had a chit chat and maybe do a little demo song with them. And it's beautiful to see this new song of hers, which is available on all platforms. But let's take a look at the video by the American man. We'll come back to the studio after that.
This lady singing in this church, I couldn't understand the language, but I felt it with my spirit. The exact same thing that happened when I was at that church in Mozambique that was destroyed. I didn't understand what they were saying, but I didn't have to. I felt it. I just raised the money to rebuild that church, and I'm working to rebuild the whole village now. And my team is like, Isaac, you don't have time to focus on another song and another artist in another country, but I just couldn't help myself. So there's something about the African songs right now where I don't have to think about the words. I just let my spirit feel it. That's just been really healing. And so this is just me having fun.
This particular song is quite comforting, and that was why I kind of thought to start with this song. It's more like I'm trying to console those who have lost their loved ones in the north, and the song have more like soul ties or deep meaning. It's about the persecution. It's saying that persecution is not a sign of abandonment, that is proof that we belong to Jesus, and though we might actually face a lot of hate, that is Christians, but at the end of the day, God still loves us and we still belong to God. So that's exactly what the song is talking about. But let's move to our story for today. Now, our first story is coming from the world of entertainment, and it has Nigerians talking. A resurfaced clip shows Afrobeat superstar Burna Boy stopping his live performance to single out a fan who, according to him, was not vibing hard enough. Burna Boy then refunded the ticket fee right there on stage and asked security to escort the fan out of the front row. Now, some people say Burna Boy was simply protecting the energy of his performance. After all, he's known for his high-intensity shows, but others say the act was unnecessary humiliation. Now the question is, does a fan or an artist excitement, or is purchasing a ticket itself the engagement? Let's take a look at the video.
clear. Go. Go. Let's come this guy out of this place, please. You guys are annoying me. This guy too, you in green. Why are you here? Hello, you. Why are you here? Because of you. Okay, yes, excused. Security, carry this guy come out from my front. You can go to the back though. You can't stay in the front. The front is strictly for my normal die-hard Burna Boy part. Everyone that's been working with me. Everyone that understands what the fuck I do this for. Everyone that's seen my sorrow, my sweat, my blood, my tears. That puts into this music and every performance. I do this shit for you from the bottom of my heart. I don't come here to play. So if you want to come and do a fashion show, you want to stand and look at me, go to the fucking church. You understand? So my brother, please, I know your face is not encouraging me. It's clear. Go. Go. Let's come this guy out of this place, please. You guys are annoying me. This guy too, you in green. Why are you here? Hello, you. Why are you here? Because of you. Okay, yes, excused.
An awkward and worrisome video. I actually thought that an artist is supposed to, be emotional and maybe have little human conscience, because we do not actually know exactly the reason why the fan wasn't vibing to his song. Now, this is coming after, I think, sometime last month when we discussed about Burna Boy asking a fan to leave the show because she was sleeping, and we saw security personnel escorting the fan out of the show. And this particular video right now has resurfaced again and is making rounds on social media. But I'm just going to come to you, Sharon. Do you think an artist have the right to remove a fan from the front row simply for not vibing?
Vibe police. Vibe check. I think Burna Boy is slowly becoming Nigeria's own Kanye West. But the funny thing is, even Kanye West has not even done half of what Burna Boy has, got up to on stage. And truly, we saw the other time where Burna Boy asked the fan to leave for sleeping off. I just think it's really funny. I think it's really funny. But I also think that the fans of Burna Boy, those that love him, should really check up on Burna to understand what is going on. He seems very aggressive, right? He seems paranoid when he acts like that. Yes, we know that Burna Boy is one of the greatest performers we have on stage, and energy is really important. But for instance, I can't go to host an event and maybe I crack a funny joke. The people in the front row is not laughing. They paid me to be there, and I said, okay, go to the back. I don't like your energy. No, you have to work the room. There are ways you can work that room, and I just think it's either Burna Boy is going through something that would find out later, or maybe this is just what his fans would have to put up with for as long as he runs his shows.
Thinking about going through something, I remember he's sending a fan out of the show when she was sleeping, and this happened last month. Does it mean he's yet to come out from what he is going through, that we have to see this form of should I say disgrace or humiliation by a fan?
That's what I'm saying. That for Burna Boy's fans, right? I'm saying it's either this is there's something up with him, or this is something that they love. Maybe it's a love-hate relationship between Burna Boy and the fans. So we really don't know how they partner, how they relate. So they better understand themselves. So if you're a Burna Boy fan, let us know in the comments.
All right, coming to you, Sharon, do you think that fans actually owe visible energy, or is buying tickets enough participation?
Oh God.
Why do I feel it's like it's not this Burna Boy that is really worrying you, is a problem?
Like, it's the people that are clapping and cheering. Are they okay? What is the meaning of this nonsense? I mean, who is advising Burna Boy? The person needs to be looked at, because
not the advice from a madman.
Maybe he's not advising him well. I mean, you're an artist, for crying out loud.
Yes.
when someone comes to pay for your show, it is how much of the energy that you're giving in that they will give out.
Exactly.
So if maybe majority of your fans are not vibing to your songs, you change strategy. That's why you're an artist. That's why you're creative. You don't stick to just one plantain. I mean, they have different ways of frying. Exactly. They're cooking egusi soup. So how the hell are you? How is he himself? Like, I don't understand. And it's very disrespectful. It's funny, but it's not funny.
Yeah.
It's disrespectful.
Since we're talking about concert, so they will not think that we don't love these artists. I'm just going to, speak up because Nigerian artists really. When you talk about stage performances, we've seen a whole lot of hilarious situations on stage. We've seen Rema where they throw underwears at him. We've seen that. I don't know if it's Rema. There's another artist where he dances with people's girlfriends on stage.
Is it Ruga?
I think it's Ruga.
Or Omale.
Yes, it's Omale. Yeah, so we know Omale dances with people's girlfriend. So they're really funny. They're really funny situation. And I'm just going to speak because everybody at this point knows I'm a Chiki fan. When Chiki really made all of us feel loved.
Okay.
It felt like he was in love with all of us. He would reach out for your hands, make eye contact, smile at you, and I also have to give it to Manny Wells as well. We've seen him give out flowers right in the show, and that was one of the ones concerts that I witnessed, and I really think those are ways that you can make. There's no how an artist will be giving you flowers and you'll be saying
exactly.
Burna Boy, respect to Burna Boy, but I don't. That's why I stand who I stand.
Yeah, that is chicken. Alright, going to you, was it Genevieve? Now, do you think that he went too far by refunding the money, because you could see clearly that he refunded the money?
He overwent too far. He traveled to the far beyond and came back. Like, he was actually very disrespectful. I mean, if Nami be the guy itself, I go throw that money back to him and come off from that.
But that's your money. Sharon, are you not taking the money back?
It's your
money.
I feel like at that point I would demand for more because it's public, right? When I was paying for that ticket, it was just on my phone. I paid for it. Nobody knew about. So you've embarrassed me publicly.
Wait, I do have a question. How did Burna Boy see the boy?
He was sitting on the front row.
I saw other people before. Where he was, see the front row, see where the guy is.
I guess he was.
Burna Boy, what's
surveillance. He was paying attention to everybody. Yes, he was paying attention to everybody in the studio. But anyway, I think that was a wrong approach. There are so many ways, just like Sharon mentioned, that you can actually talk to your fan or make them feel loved or feel loved. Yes, that's the word. Than that approach. It was quite disgraceful and humiliating. But let's move over to the second story. I don't know why my voice is sounding quite cocky, but let's move. Now we move to Enugu State, where the High Court has stepped in to protect the rule of law. Justice C.O. Aja issued an order prohibiting the Nigerian police from carrying out some mass arrests in Mburubu community in Kanu East local government. Over 70 people were reportedly targeted, including community leaders, a commissioner, and local youth. Now, this follows an earlier incident where 10 youth were arrested by SWAT officers, detained for weeks, and allegedly tortured, all because they refused to participate in a festival linked to a disputed traditional rulership struggle. Now, the courts described the planned arrest as a violation of rights and a potential abuse of power, especially in a matter that had already been addressed by previous court rulings. And the big question here is simple. Why are heavily armed tactical units being deployed for a community chieftaincy dispute? Now, this particular news was reported by This Day newspaper, and I'm just going to go straight to the question. It's as if it's now an offense to maybe attend a particular occasion, or because you attended an occasion, you are now maybe a criminal, that they had to, the DSS had to arrest about 70 people without due diligence, without any investigation. I'll start with you, Sharon. How does mass arrests align with the constitutional right to fair hearing and individual investigation?
They've seen Nigerian youths now. That's where you will see their power.
Exactly.
To be honest, that's where you see them really. This is not the first time we hear of mass arrest or things like that. There are some times where I've even had friends tell me of their encounters with police, and for real, you think that they were abducted, but it's the Nigerian police packing everybody like sardines into their vehicles and moving for little or no reason. Now you're arresting 70 people at a go. But if it comes to bandits, they will tell you, oh, they walk peacefully. And I just think that the Nigerian police or the security, I just think they've not really come out and they've not expressed exactly where they stand. I think they are scared of people that are armed. Because we see these armed bandits when there's an operation going on in this place, the police will get an update and they are out of there immediately. It's when they are done kidnapping or robbing, that's when you see them returning to the scene of events. So I just really think this just says a whole lot. And yes, to your question, yeah, it is not constitutional at all. It is not fair at all, neither to Nigerian citizens or anybody at all to be arrested for no reason, even without warrants.
Exactly.
Nigerian police know what it is to bring
they
warrants.
They don't know. Exactly. Now, coming to you, Genevieve, I really don't understand why a community traditional rulership dispute the police should actually be involved in such a matter. But let me get your take on the topic.
If I listen clearly, I heard SWAT, not just police. SWAT, higher division for New Yam Festival issue. Make it make sense. But we're having boundary issues, and everybody's coming out to tell me if they want to become peace, we will welcome them.
Yes.
How many of our youths have you welcomed?
Exactly.
I have people that they are so traumatized about even roadside police. Like once they hear police is that side, they don't want to go there because it's always an encounter with them. And I've discovered that these people, I feel like they are not educated enough. I feel like the people that are in the security systems are too elderly for me. It's very rare for me to see a very young person that is in the security system. So they're not educated enough. I don't know if they are trained on moral conduct, how to speak, emotional empathy, all these necessary things. I don't know if they're educated, because if you're trying to, you get to a checkpoint and they stop you and you're trying to exercise your rights. Maybe you want to, just like Sharon said, they don't understand anything about warrants. Maybe they come to arrest you or something. They're asking them why. What? That's the thing, they're being brutal.
Yeah.
Do you know there's a person jumped fence? The police jumped fence.
Do you understand?
Open door.
Oh God.
No.
So at the end of the day, a lot of things in Nigeria has to be reviewed.
Now, another highlight here, we saw in the news that this youth, about 10 of them were allegedly tortured, and these are people that you can't regard as criminals. How are you torturing people that literally did nothing, Sharon?
I don't know.
Seriously, you really don't know that.
It doesn't make any sense at all. You're torturing youth, and do you know the most painful part is as though these people have a problem against youth.
Exactly.
Especially they see you are a graduate. They feel the thing that you said about them not being educated, right? They see a youth, they think because you're educated you are making fun of them. Even when you haven't even said anything, they just feel very insecure about their educational qualities, and the fact that maybe they are not as young as they used to be anymore. I just think there's a whole lot of frustration.
There's a whole lot of frustration.
Mentally as well.
And
you should check them in for a
Now, I'm yet to understand why they can't find their way to Sambisa Forest, find their way to Eruku local government, KB State, Katsina State, Kwara State, Zamfara, name them, Plateau State, that we're having all these insurgencies to fight and torture them than, torturing harmless youth. Is quite sad. But let's move over to the next story. Now, to a story dominating social media conversations. A female NYSC member has gone viral after claiming she was posted to work as a cemetery manager. According to her, she begged for redeployment, but her request was denied. I don't know why you guys are laughing, but this claim has sparked debate about NYSC posting system. Many Nigerians are asking, why What exactly does cemetery manager mean? How does this relate to national development? And why would such a sensitive and emotionally heavy place be assigned a young graduate? Let's take a look at the video.
The first female copper to serve in a cemetery as a manager. The first female copper to serve in a cemetery as a manager. Now they come from so. When they reject me, they don't want to reject me. I mean, who I want to manage? Who I want to manage for there? Who I want to manage? I don't. Who I want to manage? The first female copper to serve in a cemetery as a copper. I think the best of buy as a. That repost me, the first female copper to serve in a cemetery as a manager. The first female copper to serve in a cemetery as a manager. Now they come from so. When they reject me, they don't want to reject me. I mean, who I want to manage? Who I want to manage for there? Who I want to manage? I don't. Who I want to manage? The first female copper to serve in the cemetery as a copper. I think the best of buy as a.
It's quite funny. It's quite bizarre, and I'm sorry. We've been laughing here in the studio because why? We should be posting
It's really tough.
She's the
and I give her an outstanding, position.
Do you know why I used to be a very
And she's like, what? Who is she managing?
that question really touched me. That's a
Yeah. Who am I managing?
understand cemetery, okay,
She-
no problem.
she's the portal.
I think that's really it. And see, when they should be very careful because I have younger ones. I don't see people sent to the cemetery. That's not.
It's not even a place to consider.
To be honest, how is that part of national?
I don't really understand. And she said that she went to meet them, urging them to deny they refused to.
Because nobody
reject her. Well, let me just get your take. Do you think this cemetery managing work is actually do you think it's approved by NYSC? Oh my God.
How is that a consideration? What is she doing there? No. First of all, that place is even dangerous because a lot of things are happening. I mean, they kept her to become the portal between the living and the dead. You go through her. It's not making. Anyways, these are the things. God, we are tired.
I think
arrange yourself, correct yourself. There are things that will value us. Like, what is all this now? How do you expect this person to come and serve the country? Like, if people are saying it, they will not even want to serve Nigeria because your posting system is cramped. Everything is rubbish. You're not organized. Do better. Why don't you send the purpose of doing service that I can know, at least from people that have done it back then, they'll tell you is to go meet people, network, learn different things, socialize. She go socialize with. Is it the dead? Jesus.
She is a manager. Like for 1 year, you are stuck in a cemetery. I think this is quite funny, but it's really funny. But some people in the comment section are actually asking what's the course of study? What did she study in school? Because I don't really understand. I don't think so, to be honest.
Courses, but I don't think it's all universities that do that. People that are in charge of making up dead bodies and
embalmment. But that doesn't still equate to she being posted. With the way she was expressing everything, you could see clearly maybe this is not actually what she studied in school. It does not correlate. Exactly. So what do you expect her to do after 1 year to become? I don't want to say, but
this is one of the reasons.
How does this relate to national development?
No way.
It
does not relate in any way at all. Because national development someone with a bright future. You know where you are going in life. you already clear, you have a clear vision, and they're sending you to a cemetery. How would that impact your CV? What will you write there?
Exactly.
Like, for a discharge certificate, what will you say there? What will you say that, oh, she worked in a cemetery? And you don't want to be a forensic expert, you don't want to work as autopsy, you don't even have the facilities and the infrastructure for all of these advanced health care in that regard. So I really don't think that was very considerate, whoever posted her there.
Yeah, I think it was quite insensitive, and it's high time NYSC fixes their posting system. And there are a lot of irregularities that have infiltrated the NYSC system. Some time ago, I received call from someone saying that there's a job opportunity of about 500,000. If I'm interested, that I should call so person. And at the end of the day, I discovered that the message was actually they were sending it to numerous people. So you could see even NYSC to an extent is compromised, and they really need to fix their issues. And finally, a major human rights stories. The Department of State Services (DSS) has released Kenneth Okechukwu, an Abia State man who spent 3 years in custody over allegations of involvement with Ipob. After a fresh internal review, DSS admitted there was no evidence linking him to the group. Mr. Nwafo was exonerated and given 5 million compensation, including free medical care. But this case raises uncomfortable questions. How does an innocent man stay in detention for 3 years? What procedures failed? And how many other Nigerians may be suffering similar fates in silence? Now, for Mr. Okafor, Mr. Nwafo, freedom has finally come. But did justice come? That conversation has just begun, and we'll be talking about that right here in the studio. Now, it's quite skewed, it's quite distorted, the information here. How is it that DSS was able to arrest him? I believe that before you make an arrest, there should be a warrant and there should be due diligence. There should be background investigation before you could say, oh, I'm handcuffing you, I'm taking you for detention, and you just come out, just outrightly handcuff someone, take him into prison for detention for 3 good years. An innocent man. Let me get your take, Sharon.
If we are to start counting how many Nigerians have been in detention, it will be more than thousands, really, because there are a lot of unfair arrests, a lot of unfair detention that this country has witnessed for the longest time. When you go to the prisons, when you visit any prison, when you have a discussion with some of those inmates, you find out that they've not even been tried when they were sent to prison, right? Now, this particular case, the 3 years he spent and then giving him 5 million naira, I think that's the highest the Nigerian government has ever done for anybody that they arrested unfairly. Because when you go to these prisons, when you go to these police stations, a lot of them, to be honest with you, we do not have, I don't know if it is the will to conduct investigations anymore. We always hear things like, oh, investigation is ongoing, but I don't know if it's that they lack the intelligence, they lack the know-how on how to conduct this, or is it the resources that they lack? And I think it's just a combination of everything. Exactly. This is what has really affected us when it comes to investigation. And we have a lot of people that the Nigerian government needs to pay more 5 million naira to.
I tell you now, still talking about the 3 years spent in detention by this Nwafo. It's quite saddening that there are still other people that are in prison that being held in detention for, some people will tell you about 20 years, some people will tell you about 25 years. These are people that haven't even gone for trial. Some people don't even know their offense, the offense they committed in the first place. But let's talk about the justice system in Nigeria. Do you think that the DSS should actually, their regulations, the institution should actually be revisited?
Of course, it has to. Over the years, I think the justice system, the rule of law and everything has been one of the issues that we as Nigerians are facing. So you detain somebody. You did not trial the person, did they? You detained somebody for 3 years. How? And you're telling me that the rule of law should, or the justice system should not be looked in. It should. I said it before when we are talking about what was it we just finished talking about, that the security system, that all of them, they lack training. They are not educated, and they are mostly elderly people. I feel like once you're 50 something, please, you should be in your house sitting down. Let someone take care of you, and let younger people be in that. Exactly.
No.
They don't, because of the way things are. They are not interested. Many people are no longer interested in anything again because they've never had any source of hope or joy to see it. So it's quite bad.
No, let's still talk about the issue. I saw equally in this particular news that the reason why this guy, this Mr. Nwafo, was released in the first place was because there was a change in government. That is, the person in charge of the prisoners, he was given a different location to serve in, and another person was brought into office. And during investigation, this new police official discovered that he has actually been unlawfully detained. But let's talk about the fact that if he wasn't, there was no new government, that there is possibility that he will still be in detention for God knows how many years. And let's still talk about the 5 million compensation. Do you think that is actually enough?
I just think that, right, for the number of people who are in prison and have not been, in fact, they're innocent. A lot of innocent people that don't even know why they are in prison in the first place, because we see raids like this now. Kudos to the government that came out to say that there shouldn't be mass arrests, because this is something that we see often. You just be, guys might just be in a sit out or in a lounge,
enjoying
and they will come and come everybody, or in school areas you just see young guys, and the next thing we're seeing police vans arresting everybody. Both Hill and Hillary, everybody is being arrested. So I think that, right, if not for, first of all, thank God, that person, he should just go for big Thanksgiving. The fact that power changed hands, well, that's the reason we're seeing that he has come out now and he was compensated. I think that in a sane country, right, in a different climate, what Mr. Nwafo would do would be to sue the Nigerian government.
Exactly. But he should be rejoicing.
Yeah, but he will be rejoicing with that 5 million. He will just keep quiet and go and thank God, celebrate with his family, his kids, or his loved ones that have not seen him for 3 years. Now, for the other question, the number of people that has been there without being tried, I tell you, like I said earlier, there are thousands. A lot of them in prison. Innocent people. If it was that they were not innocent, they were guilty, but they've just not been tried, because even a guilty person, you have the right to go to trial, right? But there are innocent people that don't even know why they were arrested in the first place, who are in prison, in our prisons till date. I just think that another thing again I'm going to say quickly is that because of what I said earlier, which is the incompetence in conducting investigation. When a case comes, maybe a murder case, because the Nigerian police sometimes are tired or have tried and they cannot get to the bottom of it, they just pick a random person and say that he committed a crime, just so they can close the case and lock it up and get a promotion or two.
It's really terrible, to be honest. But lastly, on this particular topic, now it's still the same question that I asked Sharon that I'm going to ask you right now. Do you think that 5 million naira he was presented or given to is actually enough for the trauma and the loss of freedom, even the stigma that has cost him for 3 good years?
See, most people will say, oh, at least they even gave him something. We should even be grateful they gave him something.
Honestly.
But to be honest, that 3 years, the 5 million naira cannot be equated to what he went through. Some men do get raped in prisons. So imagine if he had gone through that. It's not equating to the mental crisis he's going to be facing coming out from the prison. So, but at least it's commendable. At least it's just will just clean up small stench, but it's not really
well, congratulations to him reuniting with his family and loved ones, and I pray that maybe as this new government has changed hand or has actually released him because they found out that he was unlawfully detained, that they could actually, you know, extend it to other parastatals, other states. Maybe we need, it's not that we need, it's not maybe, we need, you know, change of hand in government and people with reputable characters this time in the institution. And those are the stories driving the national conversation today. Now, from music to the courts to youth service and the fight for justice, Nigeria continues to present us with moments that challenge, educate, and inspire us to think. I'm Ifoma Oji, and I did this alongside Sharon Enemchuku and Genevieve Okeke. Thank you for joining me. And as to you watching, thank you for always joining us. We decided to actually make this afternoon show quite, you know, soft, because I mean a lot is going on in Nigeria and we can't have talking about insecurity every single time, because I mean that is mentally unstabilizing, and I believe this story could actually light up your day. But don't stop asking the hard questions and don't stop staying safe. Protect yourself, protect your loved ones, and thank you for watching. We'll see you in the evening for Active Citizens Parliament. Do have a wonderful afternoon.